Today I'm going to give you a basic pipe fitting 101 course. Very simple. We're going to talk about takeoffs. What is a takeoff? A takeoff is the distance that you're going to deduct from your overall measurement. Let me explain. If you ever look at an isometric pipe drawing, you're going to find measurements in there, but all those measurements are measured from the center of the fitting right here to the face of the flange, or from the center of the fitting to the other center of the fitting. Now it depends what type of fitting you're using to how much you're going to deduct. Let me explain. Let's say, for instance, you're going to be building a U using 290s right here. That's going to be a weld right here and another weld right here. If you look at an isometric drawing, or if somebody tells you to build it, they're going to give you a distance. And for this example, we're going to say that they want it 18 inches. This overall measurement right here of 18 inches, you're going to have to deduct half of the fitting right here and half of the fitting on this side, and that's going to leave you with a remainder of how much pipe you're going to need in order for you to build it, and it could be the exact same measurement. How much are you going to need to deduct so that you can determine how much pipe you need? You can find this information on the Pipe Fitters Blue Book, but if you don't have it, this is a very simple formula to use. All you're going to do is get the diameter of the pipe. In this case is 4 inches. You're going to divide that by 2, and then your answer, you're going to add it back to the diameter of the pipe. In this case is 4. 4 divided by 2 equals 2, right? And then all you do is add it to the original. So right here, your takeoff, it's going to be 6 inches. So you're going to take off 6 inches here, 6 inches here, and that's going to leave you with a 6-inch piece of pipe so that you can make it 18 inches. If you had a 2-inch 90 on each side, then you would divide it by 2, right? And that would be 1, and you would add it back to 2, and that's 3 right there. So you would have 3 on this side and 3 on this side. That's 6, and that would leave you with a 12-inch piece of pipe in the center. So you can better understand what I'm talking about. Look at this 90 right here. If you could see right there, it's right at the edge of where you're going to be welding. And if you look at the center of that right there, if you can see that 6 inches is right at the center of that 90. So what happens if you have a different type of fitting? Let's say the print calls for a flange, a piece of pipe, and this 90 right here, and it calls it at 18 inches. In this case, so you're going to have your pipe right here, you're going to have a piece of pipe, and then you're going to have your flange. You would need to deduct that thickness of the flange. You could measure it. You could also look at your Pipe Fitters Blue Book, and then you would deduct 6 for this, and whatever that flange would measure, whatever that's left over from 18 is what you would cut your pipe. Now remember, if you're welding TIG, your gap's a little bit longer, so you would have to compensate. If you're doing something like pipeline fabrication where you're welding everything downhill, your gap is very small, especially on something that's, so you don't have to deduct anything. I just simply cut it at whatever length is left over, because when you weld it, that gap closes up and you're right on the money. That's always worked for me, although some people will compensate a little bit for that small gap, a 1/16 or 1. You can do it however you want to and try your own different methods. One thing to note, these are standard long radius fittings right here. So you have to pay attention to what the print calls for. Whenever you're looking at your blueprint right there, it'll tell you if it's a long radius or a short radius. The majority of the time, it'll be a long radius. That's the most common, although sometimes they'll bring you short radius. There's just a little shorter in length, so the takeoff changes a little bit, but you can also find that on the Pipe Fitters Blue Book. But this is a basic understanding, so you can know how to figure out how much pipe you need whenever you're building it. Now do me a huge favor, hit the like button, comment below, and we'll do another video.